Chile International Hill Climb, day one of testing. We are at the top section of Devil's Playground. Rather chilly, rather beautiful, good to go fast today. Round one, day one, some kind of marmot got in the car. Some kind of marmoty marmot that basically means we're losing engine speed signal to the ECU, so then the car stops. Marmot hangs around for a bit, then goes. Car fires up again after like 10 minutes being off. So intermittent problems are the worst. We're getting on top of that at the moment, figuring it out, and hopefully making the last run of the day here. That's the game, the goal, the aim.
What we did here was we took a Ford Power Stroke engine and we stuffed in an R35 Nissan GTR. It's a platform we're quite familiar with. We've built one in the past, but never something with like a Power Stroke in it. So it makes about 900 horsepower, 1,300 foot-pounds of torque. We run it in rear-wheel drive configuration, and it's a beast. So the entire purpose of this build was to go after the diesel record. We saw at that time at 1124, and we thought, we can do that. It's a challenge, and it pushes out the weak ones. So the cream rises to the top. I love mountains and I love race cars, and there's no place that does it better than Pikes Peak.
Good morning from Pikes Peak International Hill Climb. We're here for the 100th running of Pikes Peak. We're here with our driving performance time attack Civic. Today is qualifying, so today's lower section. This is the one that, the time matters. So we're really focused on getting the best of the car, getting the best of the mountain, and hopefully we get some good clean runs today. Qualifying helps set you up in terms of your start time, and ideally, from a traditional standpoint, the earlier start time you can get, basically, the better your conditions typically are.
My name is Paul Dellenbach. We're at the base of Pikes Peak hill climb for the 100th running, and this is my 28th year of competing. It's a real honor. This has been a big part of my life, being inducted to the Hall of Fame. My whole family's been involved with it at some point throughout the last 35 years, whether it's driving pace cars, bringing the motorcycles back, or competing. Keep coming back because it's a Colorado race. It's one of the most famous races in the world. Unfortunately, it doesn't get the recognition it needs to in the United States, but around the world, it's a pretty big deal. When you come up here and you compete, you just fall in love with the place and the people that you see year after year. A lot of old friends, but it's a special place.
Hey, I'm Reese Miller, and we're in Colorado Springs, Colorado for the 2022 Pikes Peak International Hill Climb. We're celebrating this year 100 years of running for the Pikes Peak Hill Climb. I'm driving an all-new Porsche 991 GT3R prepared by Emotion Engineering outside of Southern California. So it's a great opportunity to have a new chassis and challenge the hill with an amazing vehicle. Today is qualifying. You've got to push, but you got to be smart and safe. We just put a time down that I feel is good enough to be P1 in class and probably P2 overall for the weekend. I'll find a little bit more out of myself, but it's not worth risking anything. Race day is so important. Although this is a sprint race, the whole week makes it an endurance race.
Rod Mullen at Pikes Peak Hill Climb. Why are we here for the 100th? it's certainly a milestone. It's the ultimate hill climb, certainly as a gravel road in those days. And to come back and even watch Reece running, perhaps that's one of my biggest attractions to coming back. I'd much rather watch him drive than me compete. You know, my days of competing, you know, was a long time ago, and that was a wonderful time in my life. It's not my favorite car, and yes, it performs well, but it's not the most enjoyable to drive. So, you know, I guess I've got mixed feelings. You know, it's fun to be back in it, but I'm sort of cautious of that car. I'm not even sure whether I'm going to the top. I might stop and pick a nice view spot halfway up.
It's Thursday. Unfortunately, it was not a practice day for us. We were supposed to head to the middle section. As most people were getting up at 2 a.m., that's when we discovered our rod bearing had ate itself. So the motor was effectively seized. We got some rest, came back, and evaluating everything now and seeing if we can make a run at it. The pace is really good on the qualifying section that we did get started, so I feel like we can still go after that diesel record, but it's going to be harder now than ever.
Robin.